Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham.
Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayudha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhye. Namaste. Welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam for another beautiful Satsang, another round of Yogic Kriyas where we merge along with Vayu Bhagavan. We dance along with the energy of Hanuman as he enters the body and carries all the toxins and takes it away from the body, leaving us with vitality and health. So with deep reverence and prayer to these divine energies of Vayu and Hanuman, let us begin the Yogic Kriyas. Today also we will revise or review the Bhastrika Kriya that we just started yesterday. So we will start with 3 Omkar Kriyas, we will do 3 Kaka Shuddhi Kriyas, we will do 3 Markata Kriyas, and once again pause and learn the Bhastrika Kriya. It's an important Kriya to learn, and I wanted to make sure that I do full justice. There's nothing lacking from my end, and there should be no doubt from your side as well. So, let us begin with the Omkara Kriya. Along with each Om, allow a lot of air to escape from the mouth, so it sounds like a home, and bend forward so you're able to crush the lungs as much as you can. Please take support of your knees or the floor as you bend forward, or if you're sitting on the chair, hold your top of your thighs, place your palm and go down so your back is not taxed. Let's inhale. And let's go. Inhale, come up. begin to settle down for the Kriya practice gently. Begin to draw the stomach in, keep your awareness, a part of your awareness in this region so it stays slightly pulled in. Use your chest to expand on all sides as you inhale and exhale. Let's do the second round of Om. Inhale. And let's go. Inhale, come up. Begin to engage the Ujjayi breath. Listen to the passage of air through the throat, the Vayu. Receive Vayu Bhagavan, this divine element, with reverence into your body. Expanding your chest, making room for him to comfortably be there, and then help him carry all the toxins out. One last Om. Inhale. Inhale, come up. A couple of deep breaths. Focus on the volume of air that comes in. Focus on the volume of air that leaves the body. Listen to your breath. Feel your breath. Begin conversations with your breath. Wonderful. Kaka Shuddhi Kriya. We're going to inhale, spout the mouth like a beak of a crow or a hosepipe, and powerfully begin the exhalation. Continue that exhalation till it ends up with a very subtle breath, and you can breathe out no more. Then you breathe in and come up. Sitting up tall and straight, let's begin. Inhale. Let's go. Inhale. And exhale. One or two rounds of deep inhalations, exhalations. Begin to start focusing on your exhalations. Learn to empty the lungs. Let's go one more time. Inhale. And let's go. Inhale and come up. My pace is only for reference. You may do it shorter or longer. Listen to your body. Do as per your comfort level, your capability. Between two kriyas, tune into the breath again. Treat this as a guided meditation, a guided kriya. It's sukshma yoga, sukshma vyayama, subtle exercises. One more time. Inhale. And let's go. Inhale, come up. Head is slightly bent. A very mild Jalandhara Bandha is also applied. Don't worry if you don't get these names. Just put your head down slightly. Don't keep your head up like so. Keep it down slightly. Spine is straight. Shoulders relaxed. Expand the chest at least from the sides. Feel it touching your biceps. Stomach pulled in throughout. Excellent. We'll skip the Agni Kriya today. We'll focus a little more on Bhastrika. Let us do 3 rounds of Markata Kriya because these 3 become a good warm-up for practicing Bhastrika. Markata Kriyas, 3 rounds. We all know the routine by now. Let's begin. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale. Inhale, both. Lengthen your spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, right side down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, front down. Place your palms on the floor. Stretch. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. And exhale. While going forward, you can stretch out all the way if you have a good back. Otherwise, please place your palms on the floor or on your knees. I keep repeating this because it is important. Don't get a catch in the back. Let's continue. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stomach pulled in. Inhale. Exhale. You're using your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Straighten up your spine and twist. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When you're twisting especially, don't crunch your back. Don't crunch your back like this. You won't be able to breathe. So tall and straight. Lengthen your back up and twist. One last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale fully. Inhale. Exhale. You can exhale through the mouth if you wish to. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And come to this position. Wonderful. Bhastrika. Like I said yesterday, Bhastrika it means bellows. The bellows of a blacksmith. Don't confuse the bellows with the movement in the stomach as it's popularly misunderstood. The bellows of the blacksmith, there are 2 sides to these bellows. That's why the word Bhastrika is used. Those 2 sides are the 2 lungs. So you got to expand the lungs and powerfully contract the lungs. Powerfully contract the lungs. That is the secret in Bhastrika. All your inhalation, you're going to try and exhale it in that second that you pull your hand down, like we did yesterday. So watch it again. I'm going to inhale and exhale sharply. So don't inhale too much because you want to exhale all of that. Emptying the lungs is important. How can you empty all of that in one shot? So how is this different from when we are emptying it slowly? So think of you cleaning the house, right? You're mopping and sweeping. All that is gentle. You're getting all the dust out. But then there are certain crusts that are dried up. Okay, maybe a little bit of sambar or chutney or something has fallen on the floor and it's dried up. And your gentle sweeping and putting water gently is not going to work. So you want to scrub it and push it out. So this is like that scrubbing action. That fast blow pushes out right from the bottom. It brings out all the toxicity from your lungs out of the body. So you inhale and one powerful exhale. And it's important you learn to exhale. The air comes out of the nostril, but the suction is all, the pushing out is done through the throat. That's why you get the sound. All right? Try not to move your stomach at all. Your stomach is very less active. Okay, only maybe 10 or 15% of the top part of the stomach will move because that is connected to the base of the lungs. So only a little bit is moved, but the stomach doesn't go in and out. So don't focus on your stomach and pull the stomach like this in and out. This doesn't work for Bhastrika. Okay? Chest. All right. Watch it once more. What do? I'm going to raise my hands up like so. Inhale. Stomach pulled in. I'm going to fill my lungs, the bellows. And then I go. That's it. In that one thing, I want to push the air out. So it is a powerful exercise. Don't underestimate the power of this exercise. If you overdo it, you will get headaches, you will feel very dizzy and lightheaded. That's why you want to introduce this slowly, especially if you are past 60 and you have not done this for many years. And age is just a number. I'm just giving that as a general guideline. Some of you may be extremely physically fit, even at the age of 60 and over. So you all may not find it. Those are exceptions. But in general, if you're not done any of these exercises, introduce it slowly. We want the whole system to understand it, the body to get used to it, so the brain doesn't go into... There's no negative reaction, but that is why I'm saying do it slowly, you'll have no negative reactions. Okay. We will do 5 to 6 times of this. We'll take breaks, short breaks in between. Slowly we will try and do this continuously, but that is time for that. I'm going to make it very slow and very, very safe. Trust me, if you go along with me, you have nothing to worry about. I don't have to see you at all for this. This is common for everyone. All right. Ready? We're going to inhale and we're going to exhale like so. All right. And let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Breathe in and out. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Don't inhale and wait for me to say exhale. If you have already finished your inhalation, exhale. You don't hold your breath here. You're not supposed to hold your breath in Bhastrika. Don't go. Don't do that. That is bad. Don't do that. It has negative reactions. Not once or twice, but when you do this every day, it will start giving you... It will increase your blood pressure. It will make you very lightheaded and give you a headache. So don't hold your breath, please. All right. 3 more times. We're going to inhale. Don't wait for me to say exhale. If you're finished, you go ahead and exhale. I'm just doing it generally because there's no way for me to do it perfectly for everyone. I'm trying to average between a 20-year-old who might be watching it and an 80-year-old. I know my father-in-law is 80 years and only he's definitely watching this. So I'm trying to average between all of them. All right, 3 more times. Let's go. Inhale. Go. Very good. Breathe in and out. Excellent. Let's go one more. Inhale. Go. Breathe in and out. Let's do 2, 3 more. Inhale. Go. Wonderful. Inhale. Go. Stomach pulled in. Stomach pulled in. Don't forget that. Inhale. Go. 2 more. Inhale. Go. Inhale. Go. And relax. So in this 20-25 minutes of Kriya that we do, try and keep the Lagu Uddiyana in place throughout. Right from after the first Om, slowly we get our minds ready. Okay, now I have to pull the stomach in, I have to breathe through the throat, I have to remember all this. So try to keep that slowly into your practice. It will come with practice. Sometimes you'll forget it and the stomach becomes loose slightly, like I've showed you already, demonstrated. Keep it slightly in and then begin to operate with the lungs. Once prana becomes activated, believe me, there will be very little room for any oxidation that takes place and stress due to that. Very little room for toxic elements to be in the body. All of that starts getting detoxified. Your body gets detoxified. And you're able to exchange fresh air in and out. And the blood that absorbs this oxygen will also be fresh and pass that freshness along the cells of the body. None of these are magical. They are not going to give you benefits in 1 week or 2 weeks. I have to be honest with you. I'm not making these promises at all. We are only learning it. We are spending 90 plus days or 100 days to just learn this and get our basics in place and learn to practice it correctly. And then you spend the next 2 or 3 months on your own, because now that you have done it every day, continue that for the Vayu. And then when you continue that for 6 months to a year, you yourself will feel a big change. Your skin, your face, all the dark, all of that will go, assuming you're not indulging too much in junk food and all that. So much difference will come. You'll sleep better, you'll be able to breathe better, your voice will sound better. Okay? So these are the wonderful benefits of all of these Kriyas put together. Let us now begin Ramanama Pranayama. We have some extra time today. So let us spend that time and see if we can now stretch from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Or maybe, you know what, let's do the Pranaamasana. We didn't do that. See, I knew I was forgetting something. So Pranaamasana. Let's sit in Vajrasana. For those of you who are sitting on the floor, I don't have a chair today, but you know how to do this. I've already demonstrated. For those of you sitting on the chair, you're going to simply hunch the back like so, your back, and you're going to learn to breathe through the back. For those of you in Vajrasana, if you are very young or if you have a very flat stomach, you're going to try and do the Brahma Mudra. Brahma Mudra is where the thumbs go in and fingers close over thumbs. And then you press it against. You breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to press the vital organs in. And you're going to lie over your thighs. Some of you feel too much pressure and very uncomfortable. Don't force yourself, please. Then take your hands, open up the knees slightly, go down like so, rest, take your hands back. It can be like this. So let's get into this position. Once you're in this position, if you can't reach here, like I always say, use a block and rest your head on the block. Press your forehead against something. Don't lift your butt too high. Just press your forehead. It begins to trigger the parasympathetic nervous system. Everything becomes calm, stomach pulled in. And now engage the back of your lungs. Breathe in. Between the shoulder blades, breathe out. Pull the stomach in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. By the time you finish your inhalation, your back should be filled up. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Place your palms on the floor for those of you sitting on the ground. Come up slowly. Breathe in and out. So in Pranaamasana, you pay kind of an equal attention to both inhalations and exhalations. You know, when you inhale in Pranaamasana and your back goes up, you're trying to push more and more air in to expand the lungs, especially in the back. That's the beauty. And then exhalation is easy because everything is crushed. So all you have to do is simply breathe out. It becomes automatically easy. So in Pranaamasana, you kind of focus on inhalation than exhalation because exhalation is very easy. Other times like this, inhalation is very normal, but you're not crushing your lungs, so we forget to exhale fully. That's why we focus on exhalations more. Now in Pranaamasana, visualize like you're going on a vacation and you have one suitcase and you want to pack all your clothes in, and you really stuff it in and the suitcase looks bulged like this. So that's how your back should be. Try to pack in as much air as possible and then exhale, deflate, and the whole thing escapes. Pranaamasana is a very beautiful asana. You can do that and stay in that for 4-5 minutes and then sit up and meditate. So it's a very beautiful day, beautiful way to begin your day. But it's important, of course, you got to have an empty stomach, especially for those of you who are doing the Brahma Mudra along with that. It's a very powerful exercise to squeeze the vital organs here. It maintains great health. It helps the kidneys, the liver, the stomach, everything is squeezed in, especially with Brahma Mudra in place. Either side of your navel is where you're going to place it, and as you go down. Wonderful. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and the honor to be teaching you these ancient techniques, which are valuable and continue to be valuable as long as there are human beings on this earth. With having said that, let us do the Ramanama Pranayama. Invoke the divine mantra, the one and only, the most powerful mantra on earth, Ram. Simple and powerful. While you listen to Ram, Shravana, listen to the sound of Ram, you focus on the breath. Breathe in 4 counts, breathe out 4 counts. Don't miss that focus because in that breath lies Vayu, inside Vayu lies Hanuman. He comes in and goes out. So engage with that reverence and make it a worship. Breathing in for 4 counts, breathing out for 8 counts. Let the name of Ram go in and it will drench every cell. Ram will do his job. Let our consciousness connect to all those who need this at this moment, all over the world, who need to breathe, who need health, who need vitality, who need healing. Let the name and the power of Ram bless everyone. Heal as you and I practice and connect to the one consciousness that has become all this. Let's begin the Ram Naam Pranayama.
Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale. Exhale.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्री राम जय राम सीताराम साई राम। श्री राम जय राम सीताराम साई राम जय राम साई राम 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 जय राम साई राम 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 जय राम साई राम राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम राम रघुराम साई राम 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 जय राम साई राम राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा राम दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम राम जय राम साई राम राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा राम दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम श्री राम जय राम सीता राम साई राम सीता राम साई राम सीता राम साई राम साई राम
Namaste. For those of you who have just joined, welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam, where we continue on this beautiful journey, this lovely yagna that the divine has allowed us to participate in, given us a chance to be able to offer our perspectives, our thoughts, and continue this journey of self-transformation, self-discovery, and self-realization. So in Sundarakand, we are at that moment, a very crucial moment, where Hanuman plans to enter Lanka. And that understanding of how he is able to enter Lanka and what does he encounter while entering Lanka itself is a learning that will transform our lives and our understanding of what lies within us
and how we can tap into those resources that are within us. Valmiki describes Lanka as a very, very, very rich city. So let's go to that slides that I have prepared for today. So in this very first few sentences, again Valmiki goes back, and in many verses, as you will see as I chant and you read them as I chant, you will notice how much details Valmiki has spent time in describing the beauty of Lanka. In other words, there is in our chitta so much riches. The riches that you and I are seeking outside are extremely tiny and infinitesimal, if you will, compared to the magnanimity of riches that we possess in the chitta. And those riches can be translated and can translate itself into a physical reality in any form that you and I desire. Whether it is health, riches in the form of a good health, whether it is riches in the form of actual prosperity and assets and all of that, whether it is riches in the form of talents, whether it's riches in the form of beauty, whether it is riches in the form of good friends and company and a healthy family, all of that. The source is one, the energy is one. It translates itself and manifests as different energies. So, and that source is inside us because Sita is there. And therefore, Lanka has these fantastic treasures. But how do we get to those treasures? How do we even know they exist? And more than anything, how do we escape these demons who are roaming around constantly, trying to distract us, engage us in such a way that we get devoured? When we say a demon devours you, what does that mean? It means that that particular thought engages you completely. It's just like you go into the internet, you're looking at something in Amazon, let's say you want to buy something, and then they give you some suggestions. Hey, what about this, based on your browsing history, this. And you say, oh, wait, let me check that. And you go into that. So that devil devoured you. Now you go into that, you've forgotten where you started off, perhaps, or you've postponed it, or something like that. So we get diverted. A simple example, right? In life too, it's the same thing happens. So these demons inside us give us that chance, and the rest areas become seemingly the end points for us in the journey. And we set out to a journey to Disneyland, and we stop at a rest area, but we get amused and consumed by the little swings in the rest area, the little ladders going up and down, and the little bouncy balls, and we say, oh, this is amazing, let's settle down here and enjoy the day or the weekend, forgetting that in Disneyland there are 10 times more, 100 times more than what you get in this rest area. But we forgot, because at that moment the rest area consumes our attention. This is what happens with the demons in Lanka, and therefore we have to learn how to do this. And let us explore this, because we are at that point today and tomorrow in the third sarga. Again, Valmiki talks about this part, and if we grasp this, we will have a very deep understanding of why the ancient prescribed what. So this will be a review of what we learned yesterday, but it continues based on what we learned yesterday. And thank you for all your comments. I got a lot of comments and emails that you liked what you heard. There were some questions as well, so I'll try and address all of that in today's. So when Hanuman looks at Lanka, it is overwhelming, because riches on one side, glittering diamond-studded walls, they say, golden walls, and all of this, just, it's like a fantasy world. And as he's seeing it, he's also seeing demons, and he's also seeing the highest security. He says, how can anybody even access this? So he thinks of all his Vanara friends, and Valmiki again makes mentions of many of his friends. All of them have powers to come to Lanka, in addition to what the 4 we mentioned yesterday. So we are not going into that detail in this kind of discussion, because then that will take a lot of time. But then he thinks of all of them. He thinks of Rama, he thinks of Lakshmana, and his faith is established. He said, no, I know it will all work, because they're all great warriors, and together we will come, and definitely we'll do this. So Rama and Lakshmana, thinking of the heroism of Rama, the mighty Mahabahu Rama, he thinks of the mighty armed Rama, with the bow and the arrow, and his companion, the Lakshmana. So with them, he knows that it's possible. See, that indomitable faith is the key to any spiritual path. Any spiritual path, whether you are a staunch Advaitin in the sense of non-duality, and I don't believe in Rama, Krishna, I just believe in the Atman, whether you are in that, you need faith to go with that. Whether you think it is Rama, whether you think it is only Krishna or Narayana, whether you think only Shiva or only Sai, for any of these, it is faith is the paramount importance. And Hanuman saw that. Even when he gets overwhelmed, he looks inside and he sees things of Rama, as Valmiki says. He thinks of his friends, he thinks of Rama, and he says, I know this is possible. And his minds find peace, and he finds comfort in that thought. So we need to have that indomitable faith that within me lies these riches, and there is Mother Sita deep in the Lanka within me. And with the help of Hanuman, our Hanuman will be our guide. Hanuman is a cosmic energy within us. And every time we think of him, we invoke him, he begins to guide us. And with his guidance, we will be able to go into Lanka. Now, as he enters, like we talked yesterday, Valmiki says, the deity, the guardian of this divine city, is watching him. Even though he had assumed a smaller form, he chose the night to go in, all of that, right? So we thought, okay, we got it now, go in the night and take a small form, and we got the idea, we got some techniques. Even then, Hanuman just doesn't walk in. The deity, the guardian of Lanka, is watching him entering the city. And then she confronts Hanuman. So this deity, the guardian, and we'll come to know her name, Lankini, as we all perhaps know if you know Ramayana's story. Her name is Lankini, the deity of Lanka. The energy of Lanka comes together, and that energy is guarding that. It's like a protective shield. So he's trying to go through that. Lankini here represents the conscious mind. The conscious mind is not bad. They will show you, we will see it in as we go along and understand who this Lankini is. We'll know conscious mind is not bad simply because it's preventing you to enter Lanka. It's not bad. It is what it is. His job is to protect. That's what it does. And it is good that we have a conscious mind that acts as a barrier to filter off our thoughts. Otherwise, if there was no thought and we would be able to imprint, every thought goes into the chitta, then it would be exploding inside. Because whatever gets imprinted in the chitta finds its manifestation at some point in your life, in this life or the next life. It always goes in. It's never wasted. That is why every name you chant is never wasted. Especially with devotion. Why is that devotion? Because when you add emotion to a thought, it adds fuel to that thought. When you add fuel to the thought becomes strong enough to go into Lanka and settle down. In other words, go into the chitta and settle down. Otherwise, it's a fleeting thought. It is a fleeting thought. Okay? So that is why I keep saying that it is okay. It's a good time pass for you to, let's say, I'm listening to bhajans and I'm driving on the road. So your attention is on the road. This is going side by side, or you're listening here and you're driving on the road. So it's possible that these become fleeting thoughts. These bhajans and kirtans that you listen become fleeting thoughts. Not that it's bad, but they don't register in the chitta. They don't cause a transformation to occur. They don't cause the magic that you would want to out of these divine mantras and names. They don't happen. Why? Because you're doing 2-3 things at the same time. So you have to have a focused attention. Focus where all the senses begin to focus into that one thing, not different things completely, right? So she becomes, so Lankini is that conscious mind that arises and tells. And what is this kind of form she adopts? She adopts a very dreadful form, distorted form, Valmiki says. Distorted. That's what our mind is. If we were able to see our mind with thoughts coming one after the other from all different directions, the change just goes anywhere. There's no apparently no design in that madness. Thoughts, right? Impulses come from all directions. Ears give impulses to the brain. The nose is giving impulse to the brain. Eyes are giving impulses to the brain. The sense of taste gives, sense of touch gives a cool breeze. eyes, all of this begin to form a kaleidoscope in the head. And that doesn't stop with one design. It just goes on and on and on because it's a complete mixture. So it becomes very distorted. And that is a mind that confronts us when we try to go in. And we think that is the main. That is not the main. We have to make peace with her. We have to make peace with this mind to go. In other words, allow her to go to sleep. She is constantly guarding. That is her job. She's supposed to guard, right? And we will study that tomorrow about her. Let us listen to tomorrow her dialogues between her and Hanuman. We'll get more insights into how do we tackle this so-called Lankini, this conscious mind that is acting as a barrier for us to access this inner Lanka within us. Then we will get the blessings of Lankini and say, go, be successful in your mission. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? That is the beauty of these stories. The stories are telling us something deep inside. We are absorbing a lot of lessons. So when we talk of this mind, I'm always reminded of Baba's quote, and I think of this many times. And it's a very beautiful quote, and I lived with him for 15 years. I keep saying this for those of you who are new to the satsang. I stayed with Sai Baba. I knew him in the sense of a physical relationship, of being close to him. And he meant every word of this because he constantly lived in a very different, completely different dimension. It's very difficult to explain. And he would say, bring me the depths of your mind. No matter how grotesque, no matter how ravaged by doubts and disappointments, I will not reject you. I will not reject you. I am like your mother. I will accept you. And when he talks about this I reject and I accept, he's talking in that dimension where he is Paramatma, which you and I are also there in that Advaitic sense. He says there is no judgment in that level. There is no judgment there. So let us not say, oh, my mind, I'm guilty of so many bad thoughts. I get guilty of, thoughts which are wavery in nature. I've got a fickle mind, if you will, and so on and so forth. We create these, and then we feel somehow we are not worthy of receiving grace. And so what we do, I don't know about this Lanka and all, I don't know, God will take care, I don't have all that strength. And somehow we build a self-pity mode, and we think that is bhakti, and we kind of get into that zone, and then we stay there. Then no avatar, no guru, no God can help you if you have prevented. You have become your own Lankini. That is what Lankini does. The conscious mind tries to cover you and tell you, no, but this is all what it is. So the beliefs that the conscious mind has, Lankini has also got a set of beliefs. So those beliefs are what the ego forms about itself. That is what we call the comfort zone. So in order to break that, the comfort zone, the mind comes up and says, no, are you doing crazy? You're going backward in time, and the world is progressing in technology and modern science. You're talking of Ramayana. This is ridiculous, and so on and so forth, right? But it doesn't understand that in order to approach Lanka, you need the chitta, the subconscious, unconscious mind. There's a whole different level of training that is not given to us in modern education completely. Even in Western science, they will know this. Everybody who studied a little bit of the subconscious mind, the powers of the subconscious mind, will agree with me when I say the subconscious mind does not understand language. It does not understand grammar. It does not understand when you say, I don't want to be poor. It does not understand. It understands how much energy you're putting to not wanting to be poor, and that poverty becomes yours because you're attracting that. Whether you want it or you don't want it, when you put power in that thought, whatever that power is and that thought is will come to you, whether it is wanting or not wanting. Because subconscious mind, the chitta level, does not understand. Please trust me, it does not understand. If you say, these people are all harming the cows, they are all doing sin, I'm going to do something about them. So your chitta is registering harming of cows. So in Vedantic concept, who is harming the cows comes the question. Your chitta is registering cows are being harmed, cows are being harmed, cows are being harmed. and therefore cows are being harmed is in your chitta. The person who's doing it, however they're doing it, is not our concern. We can work, express, I love animals, I love the cows, I'm going to feed them, I'm going to take care of them, I'm going to do everything that I can to protect them and feed them and nurture them. That is a different attitude. There, cows are growing, cows are getting nurtured, cows are getting love in your chitta. But if you say, look at this is what is happening, people are doing this industry is bad, that industry is bad, pharmaceuticals are bad, this one is bad, that is bad, crimes are being committed, and there is a war, that COVID is artificially planted, all of these negative thoughts, whether others are doing it or not, is really of no concern. The fact that you are engaging that in that and giving fuel to that, that is what is getting registered in your chitta. That is what we want to prevent. Because the subconscious mind understands. So if it doesn't understand the grammar and the language, what does it understand? Understands pictures. It understands stories. Because when you tell and listen to stories, your mind is forming pictures. Subconscious mind understands pictures. Simply absorbs them. It understands shapes. It understands idols. This is why idol worship even came. This is why symbolism forms a very important role in Sanatana Dharma. When you look at a form, a lingam, and simply open your mind and you're saying Om Namah Shivaya, I talk to you, and you're talking to the lingam, but that shape of the lingam, all of that is getting registered, and concept of infinity gets registered in the subconscious mind. That is what makes it so powerful. Names, forms, sounds, all of this is what gets registered in the subconscious mind. It is not the language, not the grammar. And therefore the mantras become important, because mantras are a combination of sounds that are very beautifully designed to go deep into your subconscious. So even if you don't know the meaning, it has a great impact. If you know the meaning, then you're all the more better. Why? Because now you keep the conscious mind occupied with the meaning and let it argue back and forth, all of that. But the subconscious mind is accepting and absorbing the energy produced by the sound Ram. That is why Valmiki, who wrote the Ramayana, couldn't chant Rama. He chanted exactly the opposite, which meant death, Mara. That, as it is recorded. He says, I've only been killing people, I'm a robber, I'm a dacoit, so I can chant that easily. Narada says, his guru says, okay, go ahead and chant. Mara, 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 Mara. But the subconscious mind is registering Ram, 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 Ram. Mara becomes Rama, 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 Rama. And that energy of Rama goes and drills it. So there are energies in sounds. There are great energies in shapes. We discussed this as we studied the Devi Kamala. That is why yantrams are powerful, because the subconscious mind absorbs the energy of that shape, combination of shapes. So when it comes to the conscious mind, one of the most beautiful ways to learn is to surrender it. Don't fight it, surrender it. How do we know the nature of our Lanka? Look around you. Observe yourself when you're alone. Are you a happy person when you're alone? Are you thinking positive thoughts when you're alone? Are you finding peace when you're alone? Or you feel there's something always lacking when you're alone? Oh, I must do this. Oh, I must do that. Oh, I'm not good enough for this. I'm not good enough for that. Are you overcritical? In other words, you build to a point of criticism where you start developing low self-esteem. Are you in that mode? Then that is your Lanka. Those thoughts are being fed from deep inside. And therefore we need to go in and rectify those. Because those thoughts again you engage in them, and guess what happens? They go right back into Lanka. So you're feeding the same old thoughts again and again. This is why when we watch televisions and we watch somebody else fighting, somebody else quarreling, and there is that jealousy and hatred projected on the screen, and you feel that somebody else's pain or somebody else's jealousy against somebody, or whatever it is that goes on, you feel all that. Your chitta is just registering it directly as it's your own experience. This is what the brain understands as mirror neurons. The brain doesn't understand whether you're watching it or whether you're experiencing it. All it understands is, okay, these emotions are being released. I need to release these kind of chemicals, and those chemicals get settled. So all of science is coming to what our Vedantas have always taught. So this is very important for us. And this is a key here. And how did I learn this? With Baba, we did a drama, a skit, a play, if you will, called Here and There, where I was one of the villains and I had a bar and I was pretending to drink and play cards and all of that, along with 4 other boys. And Baba would call it the rowdy scene. Anyway, long story short, after that drama was done, he loved the play and everything. Everybody praised it. It went off very well. He cut us off for 1 year, 1.5 years. He didn't speak to us. For some of us who acted as rowdies. And then many, and time passed, of course, and we were wondering how can we make up for this? How did we hurt him? And so he took 2 of us to Madras, to Chennai, in one of his trips. And there he was introducing my friend and I to VIPs in his room. And he said, these are the rowdies of my college. They smoke, they drink, they do all that. And we said, no, Baba, we don't do those kind of things. Please, we don't do that. And Baba said, how could you do that in a play? If you do it in your play, that is as good as doing it in real life. And so even in a play, I don't want my boys getting into this. At that moment, I didn't grasp it. But the point here is, even in a play, when you're acting as if you're doing all this, the brain is registering those as if you're doing it. And so your chitta gets clouded. And so you carry that into your other lives, you carry that again, and that defines who you are. And so you have conflict and confusion in your life all. Why? Because you're planting seeds of conflict and confusion in some other form into your chitta all the time. Maybe that's what you're reading all the time. Maybe that's what you're entertaining all the time. How about replacing that with love? You might ask, will that solve the world's problems? I don't know the answer to that, but stop seeing problems. If every individual stops seeing problems, there will be no problem, correct? So why can't you and I be those individuals who will believe in a nicer world, who will see and appreciate the flowers blooming, a smile on a child's face, the number of people who are surviving this pandemic. Let us focus on that. Let that register in our consciousness, and that consciousness spreads out and becomes a positive vibration, building health, wealth, and prosperity into everyone's lives. Let me end this very simply here with this. I've mentioned these not to give you detailed explanations in these, but if you see each of these paths, there is the path of bhakti. Bhakti is devotion or emotions. How do we get into Lanka? Surrender that mind, surrender this argumentative mind, surrender it to Ram. This is what Hanuman does. He surrenders. He doesn't question Ram. And he allows that energy, the wisdom of Ram to guide him. And therefore he knows no fear. So let us learn to surrender. We don't surrender because you're in a problem. Surrender should be the very nature and the attitude in the path of devotion. In Raja Yoga, the same thing is done through dharana, focus, deep meditation, and samadhi. It is the same thing. The conscious mind is completely eradicated. The I in you, the ego, begins to go down. The ego is a representative of the conscious mind, so they are hand in hand. So it goes down. Hatha Yoga is done through Yoga Nidra. In yoga, this is why I spend at least 10 minutes in every class doing Yoga Nidra at the end, because that's the bare minimum. Nevertheless, that forms where you begin to self-hypnotize yourself and get into a self-hypnagogic state where you're neither awake nor asleep, and you intoxicate the conscious mind. Okay, my legs, my toes are relaxed, this. And then the subconscious mind begins to unravel itself. That is another dimension. The chitta. It is done through Kundalini Yoga. In Karma Yoga, it is selfless action. Focus on the effort. So effort that you are not focused on the result. What am I going to get? Forget the I, forget what you're going to get. Focus on the effort. If your effort is good, then the result has to be good, but nevertheless, forget the result. Focus on the effort. So the self goes out of the picture. Effort and excellence comes into view in action. Whatever that action is, whether you're cooking food or sewing your son's clothes or a button on a shirt, try to bring excellence. How's my posture? How should I do? Why am I stressing this? What am I thinking while doing this? So bring excellence into every act. Everything else automatically falls because the self is out of the way. Jnana, Advaita. In Advaita, what happens? The little self disappears. The I am principle alone exists. That is the state of Kaivalya. So in all of this, entering Lanka is the key. And then, of course, once you enter Lanka, how to gather those riches, all of that is the next step. And that goes on. But we have to learn to be able to go in and out of Lanka. That has to become an open gate for us, right? Otherwise, if we are blocked by these demons and doubts and all of this, and Lankini comes and blocks us every time, we can't even get in. There is no way, possibly, that you and I can experience Mother Sita there. We have to have the darshan. You have to have darshan of your inner being, your inner Sita, your inner divinity. Once you have the darshan, your life will change completely. You wouldn't need somebody to tell you that divinity, you are divine. The doubt is there because you have not had the darshan. That's why Hanuman has the doubt. Is Sita alive? Is she not? I don't know. Who is she? What does she look like? I don't know. And yet, he goes in. And once the darshan comes, everything else becomes easy from that moment on. So, a very important point in our lives, in our sadhana, as we come across this. And I'm so glad we were guided to do the Sundarakand, because I didn't know there was so much meaning hidden behind these verses. And so as I read, I'm as excited and as enthusiastic to share them and learn them along with you all. So thank you for being part of this yagna and satsang. And therefore, let us invoke this divine energy of Hanuman. Hanuman represents that pranic energy, that awakened mind, the higher self that will guide us. Let us plead that he invokes himself in our consciousness, awakens in our consciousness, because he has seen Mother Sita. And let him bless our home, our children, our families, and let that divine consciousness of Hanuman bring vitality, health, energy, power, positivity in the hearts and minds of every soul on this earth. With that in mind, let us invoke Hanuman, and then we'll chant these verses and then the Hanuman Chalisa.
ॐ भूः पुरुषं श्रीबजरङ्गरूपाय श्रीसाम्ब सदाशिवम् आवाहयामि। ॐ भुवः पुरुषं श्रीमारुतिरूपाय श्रीसाम्ब सदाशिवम् आवाहयामि। ॐ सुवः पुरुषं श्रीचिरञ्जीविरूपाय श्रीसाम्ब सदाशिवम् आवाहयामि। ॐ भूर्भुवः सुवः पुरुषं श्रीरामदूत हनुमानरूपाय श्रीसाम्ब सदाशिवम् आवाहयामि। ॐ सलम्बशिखरे लम्बे लम्बतो यदसन्निभे सत्त्वम् आस्थाय मेधावी हनुमान् मारुतात्मजः निशिलङ्का महासत्त्वो विवेशकपिकुञ्जरः रम्यकाननतो याड्यां पुरीं रावणपालिताम् शारदाम्बुधरप्रख्यैर्भवनैरूपशोभितां सागरोपमनिर्घोषां सागरानिलसेविताम् सुपुष्टबलसम्पुष्टां यथैव विटपावतीं चारुतोरणनिर्यूहां पाण्डुरद्वारतोरणाम् भुजगाचरितां गुप्तां शुभां भोगवतीम् इव तां सविद्युद्घनाकीर्णां ज्योतिर्मार्गनिषेविताम् मन्दमारुतसञ्चारां यथेन्द्रस्यामरावतीं शातकुम्भेन महता प्राकारेणाभिसंवृताम् किङ्किणीजालघोषाभिः पताकाभिरलङ्कृताम् आसाद्य सहसा हृष्टः प्राकारम् अभिपेदिवान् विस्मयाविष्टहृदयः पुरीमालोक्य सर्वतः जाम्बूनदमये द्वारैर्वैडूर्यकृतवैदिकैः वज्रस्फटिकमुक्ताभिर्मणिकुटिम् अभूषितैः तप्तहाटकनिर्यूहैः राजतामलपाण्डुरैः वैडूर्यकृतसोपानैः स्फाटिकान्तरपांसुभिः चारुसंजवनोपेतैः खमिवोत्पतितैः शुभैः क्रौञ्चबर्हिणसङ्घुष्टैः राजहंसनिषेवितैः तुर्याभरणनिर्घोषैः सर्वतः प्रतिनादिताम् वस्त्वौकसारा प्रतिमां तां वीक्ष्य नगरीं ततः खम् इवोत्पतितुं कामां जहर्ष हनुमान् कपिः तां समीक्ष्य पुरीं रम्यां राक्षसाधिपतेः शुभाम् अनुत्तमां वृद्धियुतां चिन्तयामास वीर्यवान् नेयमन्येन नगरी शक्या दर्शयितुं बलात् रक्षिता रावणबलैरुद्यतायुधधारिभिः कुमुदाङ्गदयोर्वापि सुषेणस्य महाकपेः प्रसिद्धेयं भवेद्भूमिर्मैन्दद्विविधयोरपि विवस्वतस्तनूजस्य हरेश्च कुशपर्वणः वृक्षस्य केतुमालस्य मम चैव गतिर्भवेत् समीक्ष्य तु महाबाहु राघवस्य पराक्रमम् लक्ष्मणस्य च विक्रान्तम् अभवत् प्रीतिमान् कपिः तां रत्नवसनोपेतां कोष्ठागारावतंसकां यन्त्रागारस्तनीमृद्धां प्रमदाम् इव भूषिताम् तां नष्टतिमिरां दीप्तैर्भास्वरैश्च महागृहैः नगरीं राक्षसेन्द्रस्य सददर्श महाकपिः तसा हरिशार्दूलं प्रविशन्तमहाबलम् नगरी स्वेन रूपेण ददर्श पवनात्मजम् सातं हरिवरं दृष्ट्वा लङ्का रावणपालिता स्वयं एवोत्थिता तत्र विकृताननदर्शना पुरस्तात् कपिवर्यस्य वायुसूनोरधिष्ठतः मुञ्जमानां महानादम् अब्रवीत् पवनात्मजम् कस्त्वं केन च कार्येण इह प्राप्तोपनालय कथयस्वेह यत्तत्त्वं यावत् प्राणाधरन्ति ते। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय सीता राम राजा राम सीता राम साई राम 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 राम। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरण विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राजा राम सीता राम, साई राम 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 राम। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राजा राम सीता राम, साई राम 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 राम। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राजा राम सीता राम, साई राम 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 राम। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि को बिद कही सके कहाँ दे। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानो। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राजा राम सीता राम, साई राम 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 राम। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही, जलधि लांगी गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीड़ा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट दे हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय सीता राम, राजा राम सीता राम। साई राम 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 राम। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है, प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय सीता राम, राजा राम सीता राम। साई राम 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 राम। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय सीता राम, राजा राम सीता राम। साई राम 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 राम। और देवता चितन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय सीता राम, राजा राम सीता राम। साई राम 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 राम। जो यहाँ पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्धि साकी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। कीजय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकटहरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय सीता राम राजा राम सीता राम साई राम 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. जय बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय सतगुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव ओम शांति शांति शांति